Hi, welcome to the seventh part of the budget analysis series. Given the poverty and redistribution needs in India, the government has to provide a lot of things at a subsidized cost or for free. This raises a lot of questions as to whether this is good or bad and is it the best way for the development of the country. Well, there are multiple angles to explore here, from public finance to philosophy. Let us deal with these questions one by one. First of all, let us see how much does the Indian government spend on subsidies. According to the provisional estimates for FY22, total subsidies amounted to 3.5 trillion or 3.5 lakh crore rupees. In FY21, due to COVID, this amount was double, close to 7.5 trillion rupees. In general, absolute amounts don't make sense. One has to look at this number relative to GDP. So, subsidies as a percentage of GDP gives us a much better picture of how much subsidies were given during any year. I've made this chart which shows that before 2008, subsidies were around 1.5% of GDP. Post that, it shot up till 2.5% of GDP. After 2015, it started falling down steadily. But in FY21, due to COVID, it jumped to 3.8% of GDP. Now they have moderated to pre COVID levels, given that now COVID risks are low and people no longer need that much help. There are two things that one must remember, maybe for the lifetime, as these are debatable topics. First, policies cannot be and should not be judged based on intentions. What matters is the outcome and preferably the long term impact of any policy. Second, pouring more money has no relationship with the success of any policy. So, if you are a politician, should you announce a subsidy or not? The answer is complicated, but let me simplify. The minister should ask two main questions. First, do you have enough money in the exchequer? If fiscal deficit is more, then that will create issues for the economy. Then you have two options. One, increase revenue, and two, reduce some expenditure. Increasing revenue is difficult in short term. In such situations, what governments have been doing in India is to tax rich or increasing taxes on tobacco and alcohol products, etc., instead of increasing tax base or increasing secular growth in people's income. The other option is to curb expenditure. In the previous episode, we saw how little funds in general central government is left with due to burden of unavoidable expenditure. So if subsidies increase, you have to allocate lesser funds to one of your colleague minister. Second question is giving subsidy creating any asset or whether it will help the nation in the long run or not. Midday meal program, for example, created a huge impact in the long run. Will the new subsidy be like that? Giving a subsidy or not is largely a political option. Many things matter: political compulsion, political will, context, geopolitics, state of economy, and future prospect of both the ruling party in power as well as economic well being. Obviously, there is an underlying ideological difference between capitalism and socialism that might, to some extent, drive such decisions. But the answer is not simple. For now, we are stopping at this, but the discussions should go on forever. Follow me for more updates on budget. Thank you.